Green tomatoes. Have you ever wondered what you should do with the tomatoes in your garden that don't get ripe in time? It's the end of the summer and you're like, oh, I got all these green tomatoes. What should I do with them? Well, we've probably heard of fried green tomatoes, and I did use some of those in my garden. They were delicious, but I still had a bunch left over. So I'll show you what you can do with them that'll make it special. Hi, I'm Marilyn Zink. I'm the publisher of the Herbal Collective and a nutrition coach and chartered herbalist. So I decided to fry up some tomatoes, green tomatoes, with onions and other ingredients to make a green tomato relish. And it's going to be so yummy. So I don't know if you hear the frying, but it's been cooking up a bit of a storm. But I'm going to add a secret ingredient to these green tomato relish. And it is raisins. So I'm adding just not a lot of raisins, just a little bit to give it enough of like a little bit of a sweet flavor. And I've already put some brown sugar in them. So I'm going to add that to the green tomatoes. I didn't have a lot of green tomatoes, maybe about 10. They're like Roma size, like these ones. So as you can see, this one's kind of split. So I decided not to use that one. But I even went out in my garden this morning. I picked some more. I couldn't believe it. There's still more on the vines. I mean, this is like mid-November. So the nice thing about a green tomato relish is that we often think of it as like maybe hot dog relish, and it tends to look yellowish. And the reason why it looks yellowish is from turmeric. And that's what gives it the yellow color. But I thought, what if adding something like the raisins gives it a bit of a sweeter flavor, and then you can use them in different ways, like maybe more like a chutney, or you could put it on breads, maybe even mix a little bit in a salad, use it as a topper on your omelet. Think of that, how special that would be. So if you kind of get the creative juices flowing, you can think about all these different ways that you can use a green tomato relish. And it's so simple. I'm not canning it because with 10 tomatoes, it's not worth it, right? I'm just making like a relish that goes in the fridge. And you can probably freeze some, but it's going to last in the fridge for about 2 weeks. So I wouldn't maybe use it too much longer. I did use a little bit of apple cider vinegar. So that's like a little bit of preservative. And then also a couple of other interesting herbs, like a little bit of cloves and a little bit of nutmeg. So this is optional. And I always like to play with a little bit of herbs. And I think it adds such a more depth of flavor to something like a green tomato relish. And if you've ever wondered about all those preserves that you see at the craft shows and you go there and they're like, oh, I wait $8 for this like little tiny jar of preserves. And, it's so expensive. You can make your own, you just put a little bit of time and effort. Like I say, we're not doing this massive canning process. We're just like making it for the fridge and freezer. And, all due respect to people who are crafters, because you put in the effort, you grow the produce, whatever you get it, you got to cook it and can it and put it in jars and get all the jars and then get your table and go to the craft show and pay for the gas and pay for the, so that's probably why, it can be so costly. But, if you're thinking also of ways to give gifts to people or having something that would be like, something special at a festive gathering, then making your own green tomato relish is a really good idea. So I'm just smelling this. It smells pretty good. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? So we'll cook it a little bit longer. We want the tomatoes to break down enough and be well cooked enough. So the next step is to put it in a food processor. So I'm going to do that. And, I'll come back in a few minutes. Let me just pause this, and then we'll come back with our relish. Hi, so I'm back after blending up the green tomato relish in a food processor. But I thought instead of using raisins, maybe you could also use cranberry. There's a thought. And instead of serving the same old cranberry sauce at your festive dinner table, you could serve this or minute both so people have a choice. So I'm going to try this. What do you think? That looks pretty nice. That's really good. So delicious. It's just like the right blend of sweet and savory. Just nice. Like you could use this for like samosas, for instance, or pakoras, or that kind of thing. Like I said, like a chutney. So it's not your typical green tomato hot dog relish. No, this is a little more special. Yeah. So I thank you for watching, and I hope you join again. And be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.